Well, hello everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Travel with Rick. I'm your host, Rick Howard, and I want to welcome you to our weekly video blog dedicated to the #1 vacation destination in the world and my favorite place, the Walt Disney World Resort in Florida. Well, look around. We're not in the studio in Vero Beach today. No, we're here at Disney's Treehouse Villas. We're one of the first guests staying here. We're actually out for my daughter Sarah's birthday. We just checked in today, and I've got a very special guest on this week's show, our first ever special guest. And I want to welcome John from Owner's Locker. How you doing today, John?
I'm doing great, but now I'm scared knowing that I'm at your first special guest.
Well, you know, first, but maybe not the last, and I really want to thank you for being on today's show. You know, I heard about, we're all the time talking about how to plan great trips to Disney World, and I saw John's advertisements and read about John's company actually on Deb Wills' site. I think was the first place I had saw you, and so there's a plug for Deb Wills, just a great information site and a good friend of ours as well. But anyway, I looked at this Owner's Locker thing, and as often as we're at Walt Disney World, and as often as I know many of you are at Walt Disney World, I thought this was just the coolest thing. And we met a few weeks ago. I actually met at one of your wine nights. So tell us about the wine night. That's a cool thing.
Well, you know, Rick, it's interesting. Those things started kind of as a bit of a whim. We send invitations out to our members who happen to be here and ask them to stop by Epcot by the France Pavilion and have a glass of wine. Well, it kind of was a bit more popular than I thought, and it started off once a month, and then it was once every 2 weeks. Now it's every Tuesday night from 7:30 until 9. I love it.
You know, it's funny. One night, my daughter Sarah and I were sitting at we were actually having dinner at Lasater Steakhouse, and I tweeted out, a lot of you guys follow me on Twitter, I tweeted out that we were having dinner at the steakhouse, and I get a tweet back from John, or get a reply back, hey, we're over in Epcot too, come on over and meet us over there.
Exactly.
So he's always inviting people over, so join Owner's Locker and you get a glass of wine on this man right here.
Well, you don't even have to join Owner's Locker. If you want to come by and have a glass of wine and see some of the people and see what this is all about, you're more than welcome anytime on a Tuesday night.
So anyway, we're here also just to talk about Owner's Locker because my family now is, I guess, I don't know if we're the newest member. We're certainly one of the newest members. We just got our Owner's Locker delivered today. This is actually ours right here. So John, we're going to talk about how this thing works, but first tell us how you got started doing this.
I think the short version is I've got 4 daughters. Okay. And anybody who has kids knows that they've got a lot of stuff. And at the time, I'm from Kentucky, but we were based in England, Rick, and would come here, I would say 2 or 3 times a year, and my wife and I would sneak away for weekends, and I just got tired of hauling all the stuff back and forth.
Sure.
Or buying it and throwing it away. And this was before the airlines got silly. I mean, we could still, haul all the stuff that we wanted in luggage, but it still just got to be a pain because there was things that we only used here. So I asked a buddy if he would keep a box of my stuff in his garage between trips, and it was great, and that's where it came from.
Wow. Well, the reason I looked at it, like I said, I'm up here at Walt Disney World a lot, and I tend to hang on, there's a boat going by. We were fortunate to get one of the ones on the river, but unfortunate for the video. There goes the boat that actually runs between Port Orleans Resort and downtown Disney, and actually now that the Treehouses have opened, there's a boat dock right here as well. But we're going to give you a full tour of this resort in an upcoming episode as well. But anyway, this is our Owner's Locker. So today, guest services brought it, and you're going to tell us a little bit more about how that part of it works. But first off, I'm going to go ahead and open mine for the very first time, and we'll talk about what goes in this.
Alrighty.
All right.
You've just taken our seal off.
Okay, so I just opened seal, and that's the way it comes. This is a brand new locker, so it was all sealed up to show you, so we could show you how you'll get it, or actually he wants to show you how you'll get it when it comes in. And go ahead, John, you know about this thing.
Sure. Well, basically we just provide you with a container. It's got dividers on the inside that I think you could see, and it's got we call this the tackle box, or the jewelry case, whatever you would like it. It's for the small things. The dividers keep things from falling over, like a bottle of liquor or shampoo or detergent or something like that. And Rick, the small lidded tray, or the tackle box, is for the little things, batteries and Q-tips and safety pins, and you slowly build up a pharmacy. If you've got kids and you come here, somebody's got a sore throat, you buy 12 sore throat lozenges, and what do you do with the other 10? Well, they go in here, so you don't have to run out to the drugstore the next time. And we have a welcome packet that comes with it. It explains how it works, gives you an inventory so you can kind of write down some of the things that you've got in here that you can then put on your online inventory when you get back home if you don't have a laptop. And that's it. You fill it with whatever you want to fill it with.
That's kind of cool. So what I did, anticipating having an owner's locker, I brought some stuff to fill mine, maybe give you some ideas of what to put in yours. Something that you always need in the park, but you don't necessarily always remember to bring. I brought a spare backpack. I've got several ponchos, so if you're ever in Disney and need an extra poncho, Twitter me. I may be here. You can borrow one of mine, maybe.
I guarantee every locker of ours has ponchos in it.
And I've got some snack bars here, which are always some great power snacks for the park. And you know, I stay in the studios a lot, even in the one bedrooms in Vacation Club, and it never seemed those little coffee cups they give you, even though they're real coffee cups, they're just not that big. And I know you have a member who has some blue champagne glasses. Yeah. And she's very particular, and you said you were going to trust her. This is my favorite Disney cup guy, Goofy there, so I'm trusting John with my favorite Disney coffee cup for every trip here. And I also brought a cereal bowl because I travel a lot by myself, and when I stay in the studios, they give you those paper bowls, you know, and I like to work in the mornings in the room and have cereal, so I've got a real cereal bowl there. Wireless access point. Yes, guys, I am a geek, but
now we're getting down to business.
If you travel, if you travel with kids and your kids have laptops, and you mentioned to me that a lot of people do this, and I remembered I had an extra one around the office, and so you're not fighting over the cord for internet access in the room. Now I've got a wireless access point, a power strip for charging phones, video cameras, laptops, all of that kind of stuff. Our favorite thing. We actually got, just for this trip, because we use it at home, a new Keurig coffee maker. Actually, one of our guests, or one of our customers at Kingdom Magic Vacations, whose husband works for Keurig, and they ship a Keurig down to their hotel room every time they travel with us at Kingdom Magic Vacations. She kindly sent us one of these, so thank you very much for our Keurig coffee maker. And now it's going right here in our owner's locker. And I'm not packing this very well, guys, and I didn't even take out the dividers in the bottom, and there's still plenty of room in this thing. So tell us what some more of your, you want some more of your guests?
You would be members, what we call them.
Okay.
You would be surprised at the things they put in there. Although I've got to tell you, the Keurig coffee maker that you're talking about has suddenly become popular. I don't know whether they're just becoming known or what, but so many of our members say that they're putting those in their lockers. They're all very personal, Rick. Clearly the toiletries, sunscreen, big bottles of laundry detergent, and of course liquor. You haven't put any bottles of wine or liquor in there.
That's sitting inside the treehouse. We're actually planning on having that later.
we have a lot of lockers that gurgle, is all that I can say. And one of the things I wish that I had thought of, so many of our members put a fitted bottom sheet in their locker because the sheets on the Disney beds the bottom sheets aren't fitted, and unless you sleep very, very quietly, you wake up all tangled up in the sheets. So that goes here. A spare laptop, a spare camera, a vase for fresh flowers, a full-size keyboard. I mean, it's the list is kind of
full-size keyboard. That's a good one. I'll have to remember to bring that on the next trip. I like that one.
It's stuff that you would never really haul back and forth, and stuff you're just kind of used to getting along without. But sitting out here in the Treehouse Villas with a really nice cup of coffee made out of that coffee maker, I think is going to make you a convert.
The purple box now will make this a lot more like home.
And that's the point. You've put it perfectly. It makes you feel more at home. I mean, some folks have photos of their family that they put on the tables and fridge magnets and things. It's just a lot of people keep a sort of a diary or a log of things that they've done, and so they know which restaurants they went to the last time, and they leave it inside the box. We have people who, before they leave, go out and buy gifts for all their kids the next time.
Wow.
So that when they open their locker, they have gifts to welcome them back.
It's like Christmas.
Exactly. It's all very personal and very unique.
Excellent. Well, I know that putting this stuff in here, now I don't have to think about having a power strip. You know, I always try to remember to bring a power strip every time I come, but you know, I know in one of the videos I saw on your site, I think the same lady who has the purple or the blue champagne glasses, she said now she doesn't have to think so much when she packs. I'm the kind of guy, when I get ready to travel to Disney, it takes me 5 minutes to pack my clothes and an hour to pack electronics and things that I need to make video and convert the video and whatever. So now I can leave a lot of that stuff here, and I don't have to worry about it when I'm getting ready to pack for my trips. And you have just really saved me a lot of time.
Well, thank you.
And made my trips here a lot nicer and a lot more convenient. So anyway, now we've gotten our empty locker, and let's say we're at the end of our trip, we packed it up. I know what happened, how it got here today. Why don't you tell our viewers today how this whole thing works from beginning to end?
Sure. Well, when you came in this morning, you checked in, and they told you that you had an owner's locker waiting for you.
Yep, actually I got a text on my iPhone today.
Hopefully our system sent you an email and a text telling
both.
you that it has been delivered. The texts are the most popular part of our service, and I wouldn't have predicted that. But so when you get in, your stuff is here waiting for you, and people like it that it arrives before they do.
Right, and I will also say that when we checked in at guest services or at the registration desk, the cast member also let me know that I had an owner's locker waiting as well.
Good. I'm glad all that's working very well. So you know, when you're unpacking your luggage, you've got your locker that you can unpack as well. Some people use them to ice beer down, actually, during the trip. Or the kids play in them, use it as a toy box or whatever. But at the end of your trip, you put all of your stuff back in it. If you're going to keep track of the inventory of what's in there, you'll note those things. We have extra seals in the back. You put the lid on, put the seal on. You either drop it off at Bell Services on your own or have them come and get it. Our system knows that the day that you're checking out, and so we come back by the resorts after you've checked out, pick it up, it goes back into our warehouse, and you get another email from your locker saying that it made it home safely, and I hope you did too.
Very cool.
And we just wait for you to tell us on the web the next time you're coming.
Yeah, and I know last week when I went on to sign on, one of the easiest back offices or dashboards, I think you guys call them, that I've dealt with, it probably took, the whole sign-up process probably took less than 2 minutes, and I scheduled 2 trips. Actually, I'm coming back again next week, so I went ahead and scheduled this trip and scheduled my next trip, and you said you can schedule as many trips in the future as you want.
You can. The system is designed to really take anything that you throw at it. You can schedule 1,000 trips, you can change them. Like if you're really a planner and you want to come down here, every March, you can schedule out every March for the next, so many years, and you can amend your visits. If you're coming a day early, you change it. If you're staying a day later, you can change it. We really operate on zero notice. So as long as you can go into the site and make the changes, our warehouse tracking system will make sure that we've got it where you want it, when you want it.
And some people have more than one?
I'm a little surprised, I've got to tell you. When I was testing this out with 4 daughters, we had one that was about that size, and it wasn't cool purple like that. And it was kind of all we needed. And so I never really planned on people having multiple lockers. I also didn't plan on the airlines getting silly. So yes, we do have people who just, particularly if you fly, you don't want to pack at all. And so they just come on with a carry-on. And, these days people are trying to save money. So you cook in your room, and so there's all sorts of cooking things that are going in these things now. Spices and all that stuff.
You mentioned crock pots the other day.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of crock pots. And we've got cast iron skillets.
Not crock clients, but crock pots. Sorry.
So, to answer your question, yeah, we've got a lot of people with multiple lockers. And I was surprised at that. We have 2 families with 7, believe it or not. And the record is 10.
Wow.
And no, I don't know what they have.
And I noticed when I was in the back office, I'm kind of new to this, but you can schedule which locker is delivered or all lockers to be delivered. So if you wanted to have a holiday locker, for example, with Christmas decorations or whatever for your vacation club home, you could have one locker dedicated to that, and you could just indicate that you want locker number 2 or whatever. And now people are naming lockers.
I'm really surprised at this, and we talk about Twitter and Facebook and Web 2.0 all the time, and how everyone likes to have this be a bit of a community. You've always been able to name your locker, but it never really showed up any place other than on your dashboard. Well, now we've put some enhancements on our warehouse management system. So on your nameplate with your name, you can have your locker. You get below your name, you can have the name of your locker. Yours doesn't have one on it because you haven't named your locker yet. It just says Rick Howard.
Actually, I have named my locker. I may have not officially done it in the back office, but I did send it in Facebook.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did mention you were going.
Yeah, I named mine travelwithrick.box because it actually helps me making the travelwithrick.com show a lot easier. So.
And so when you come back next week, it won't just say Rick Howard. It will say Rick Howard, and below that, travelwithrick.box, and a barcode with the number of your locker on
So
it.
you've never lost a locker. You've got a great back office system that I know you mentioned to me, which I thought was kind of cool. You know where every locker is all the time, whether it's in your warehouse or whether it's a resort. So you treat these just like it was your personal property.
You do, and that's a good way of putting it. It's people's stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it may not be the most valuable stuff in the world, but it's yours.
Right.
And you want to know where it is. You want to make sure it's safe. You want to make sure that it's delivered when it's supposed to be delivered, picked up when it's supposed to be picked up.
All right.
And so we take very, very good care of that. And you're right, we don't miss a delivery, we don't miss a pickup.
Very, very cool. So this gets our fullest endorsement. I know for me, it was just a joy this week getting things ready. I had a little corner of my office all week that I was getting things ready, knowing I was coming here to do this. And we're going to start putting stuff in our locker. So it was just really cool now to know that when I leave for my trip here, that there's a Keurig coffee maker, my favorite mug waiting for me, power strip, and a lot of the other things. Oh, and by the way, I did check, and my tripod fits in there. That was another thing.
Important.
You know, so now I have two tripods that I travel with, a monopod and the tripod that I can't show it to you because we're actually using it to film this show. But now I can also, at the end of my trip, I can pack up my tripod, leave it in there, and again, it's one less thing that I have to pack and one less bag. Normally, even traveling alone, when I check into a Disney resort, I have 4 bags with me. I have a laptop case, I have a suitcase, I have a backpack, and I have a tripod bag. So this has eliminated at least 2 of those. So now it has at least cut my luggage in half. So. And not only cut my luggage in half, has allowed me to keep things here that I normally wouldn't have even brought anyway. So, gets our highest recommendation. If you are a frequent Disney traveler, as I know many of you guys are, and as I know we are, I would definitely recommend taking a look at Owner's Locker. Tell them how they sign up and how that works, just so they know. And again, you know, it's a suggestion. You know, if it's something that you guys would be interested in, I definitely think it would help you out. And take a look. But how would they do that, John?
It's easy, Rick. Just go to ownerslocker.com and you can learn all about us there. You can also just hit the button that says sign up now, and it'll easily walk you through the sign up process. And then within 2 minutes, you'll have scheduled your first visit and get an email confirmation of it.
Well, very, very cool. All right, well, that's going to wrap up this week's episode of Travel with Rick. John, thanks for being on our show.
My pleasure.
And as our guest, this is the time that we do our question of the week. Now, we're not going to be able to do a drawing on this week's show because actually it's Friday. This week's show is actually airing right now, so no one has had a chance to comment on this week's show. This show that we're doing right now, on my daughter's birthday, hi Sarah, June 12th, this show will actually air next week, June 19th. And we will do a drawing in the office next week after you guys have had a chance to comment, and we'll just post the winner on the end of this video. So you'll see your name in lights this week. You won't hear your name announced this week. But we do want to do a question of the week for next week's show. So John is our guest. Do us the honor of the question of the week. Anything you want.
I'll tell you, Rick, I've been thinking about this, and one of the really neat parts of my job is that I'm at all the resorts all the time. And when I'm not working, I like to go to the resorts as well because they've got some fantastic bars in the different resorts. So my question of the week is, what's your favorite bar in all of the Disney resorts?
Wow. Okay. Favorite bar in all the Disney resorts. I like that. And we've done favorite drink. We've done favorite restaurant, favorite resort. That's a really good question. What's your favorite bar?
I'm really fond of something called the Territory Lounge in Wilderness Lodge.
Wilderness Lodge,
It's
sure.
right next to Artist Point,
right.
And it's I don't know, maybe it's because it's very boy, but it's and rustic.
I like that. A lot of wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Well, I gotta give a shout out to my friend Dennis over at California Grill, because I think I like the bar up at California Grill really good, because you can order some of the best sushi in the world there. But you know, that's just me. But you're right. There are a lot of great bars. Martha's Vineyard at the Beach Club, another great one. So what's your favorite bar? Leave a comment below, and for everyone who leaves a comment, we'll put your names in the hat, and we'll have a drawing for a passporter next week. And remember to watch for the end of this show, and you'll see who won from last week's show. I know it gets confusing when we shoot these shows like this, but it is kind of cool shooting it out here at the Treehouse.
It's fantastic.
All
This
right.
is just beautiful.
All right. Well, thanks for being on our show this
Thank
week,
you
John.
very
We
much.
appreciate it. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We'll see you right back here on another week, another episode of Travel with Rick. Have a great week. So long.